So I got a text from my mother-in-law earlier today, just like a few hours ago, and my wife had told her a story that happened when I got home from work today. I was gonna come home. I was gonna take the dogs on walks. Ended up getting out of work late. Everything kind of got jumbled around. So I'm on my way home, and of course, because I got out of work late, just traffic everywhere. Kansas City, Johnson County area, it's just packed. So I get home late. Now I'm on my way home, and wife texts me and she goes, "Hey, I need you to check out in this part of the backyard when you get home because I think there's an animal buried burrowed over here,
Uh-oh.
and like Chief has been my big dog. Chief has been going nuts around this area, so she hasn't really let him into the backyard much. And she worked last night and tonight, so she was sleeping most of the day, anyways. Uh, so I get home and she's like, "All right, it's out here." So she leads me out, and I'm up on top of this wood pile, and she's like, "I can see its tail. It's right over here." So I walk over there.
Can
Sure
see its
enough, I can
tail.
I can see its tail. Um, Now in our backyard, there are multiple very tall trees. So typically, what happens around this time of year when the nests get really weak because the leaves are starting to dry up and die, the squirrel nests fall out of the tree. Most of the time, they have squirrels in them. Last year, three baby squirrels fell out of the tree in the nest, all died, had to take
I
care of them
remember
and
you
flip them over.
telling me about those.
This year, another squirrel's nest fell, and it was not a baby squirrel. It was an adult squirrel, and I guess it landed flat. And so I'm digging through this pile of lumber that we're cleaning up, and there it is, big fat, and I keep like moving wood out of the way to like get it to scurry out, but it keeps like digging itself in further and further. Finally, I just take a
Naturally.
stick and I just poke it, and it like curls up, but like I can see it breathing, so it's alive, but it's like frantic breathing, so I can tell it's hurt. But I'm just like, bro, you got to get like you're gonna get eaten one way or another. So I poke it, it curls up, and it like tries to burrow deeper. And so I take my stick and I like poke it again, and it just like flops up onto its back, rolls over, and runs directly for my wife.
Yeah.
And she just starts flailing her arms and and stomping her feet everywhere, thinking that this thing's gonna crawl on her. And then it finally runs away, crawls under the fence, and gets out. My neighbor, who apparently was watering his front yard, walks around and goes, "Whose kid is that? There's no kid." I go, "Why did you scream like that?" And she goes, "Well, I didn't want it to come and bite me. Like, it's clearly hurt. Why is it going to come bite you?" And she was like, "Well, I also didn't want to stomp on it. So your first thing to do is scream and
Stomp
run in
more.
place. So if it runs underneath of you, you're for sure going to step on it." One of
Actually
the few
reminds
times
me
that I
of
wish I had cameras in my backyard.
one of our uh a dog that we had years ago was a mutt that had something in her that was a hunter. Like she loved to hunt animals. She almost pointed at stuff, but she's not like a bird dog type of dog. But got out of the fence, was roaming the neighborhood. We found her locked in a battle with a groundhog. My mom had a broom trying to separate the two, and my sister and me are out watching this whole ordeal happen. And when she gets the dog and the groundhog separated, she throws a rock at the groundhog to try and get it to run away. And it does, but it runs directly at my sister. So very similar. Tori actually turned around and ran, but I mean, this thing was like following her for a good chunk. So she definitely saw her life flash before her eyes.
From a groundhog. That's good. Oh, man. Small rodents going after the women. That's pretty funny. I wish I had cameras set up, dude. Oh,
I mean, you need to get your squirrel problem figured out.
It's not really a problem. It's just they fall out of the trees once a
One of
year
my
and
one
then
of
they
my
come back.
labs brought half a squirrel back up to the porch one time in its mouth. So like they keep falling in your yard. Chief is gonna get one.
Yeah, that's fair. It'll happen one time and then we'll be fine. He keeps going after the skunk, which is the main problem.
Ah,
Ooh.
yeah. Fuck that.
It
Hasn't he already been
happened
sprayed?
twice.
Yeah.
Not fun to deal with.
No,
Dogs
never.
being skunked. Awful.
We had a lot of skunks on the farm, and they got all of our dogs multiple times. Not fun.
They never learn.
Oh, dude, and I'm sure like with are you talking about your Pyrenees
Yeah.
on the farm?
Oh,
I'm sure that smell is like still deep within their coat. Like
Way deep, dude.
you got to basically like shave them at that point.
that's disgusting, bro.
Oh.
Stayed forever, dude. Forever.